Just
Five,
having a
six,
call over
seven,
again.
eight. Good evening, good morning, everyone in the Philippines and all over the world, especially in Washington, because we have a special guests actually, who are awesome in the sense that um, they have a big contribution to the Philippine resource, which is coconut. And we would like to welcome someone who has dedicated herself into so much research on the Philippine coconut that I think it should be an inspiration to all of us for having done that. Why? Because everybody loves coconut. And she is, I would call her the queen of coconut because her name is Regina, meaning queen, and she's the coconut queen. And right beside her is her soulmate, someone who has really been there supportive and who has helped us with the techie of this show, none other than Mr.
That's
Ian.
why it didn't work so well.
So, welcome to Regina and Ian Newport,
Thank
two
you.
awesome seniors.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nancy. And magandang gabi, magandang umaga to everyone. I think will the watchers be seeing the previous first few
I
minutes
hope
that we
not.
did?
Yeah, I think they are seeing. That's just another.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Anyways, I'm
before
very happy to be here, and I'm very humbled because I've seen some of your past episodes, and your guests are really distinguished, and they have a lot
awesome.
of achievements.
Awesome. That's why you guys are in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
before we greet the people who are watching you, say let me know how you got started into the book, and then we can move backward into your other personal life.
okay. It was by accident. I was in Manila. I was at the National Bookstore, and I was in the cookbook section, of course. Because this was well after my graduation from culinary school. Anyway, I picked up Dr. Conrado Dairit's book on the coconut, and he called it drugstore in a bottle, the coconut.
Yeah.
And I started reading it, and I was so astounded. I felt so ashamed that there was so much I didn't know about coconuts. Anyway, I bought the book, took it home, and I read it in one sitting. And
You know that I know Toby
yeah,
Diary.
yeah, and I met Toby because he lectured with Chop. We had an event where he lectured about coconut, you know,
Yeah.
together with Doctora Veralio.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, anyway, so
You read the
Book.
book.
You
so
read
I
the
read
book.
the book. Anyway, and from that point on, I swore to myself that because the Dr. Dairit's book was so compelling, it was all backed by science.
Mm-hmm.
His research. He's a doctor. And I promised myself I was going to start eating coconut products and using virgin coconut oil.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I was meeting with a couple of friends of mine. And then I just mentioned to them I was raving about Dr. Dairit and the coconut and blah, blah, blah. And they said, okay, let's go. We're taking you to the coconut house. So they took me to this. Do you know that restaurant in Quezon City called the Coconut House?
I ate there one time.
You have. Okay. Well, unfortunately, they did not survive
Yeah.
the pandemic. Anyway, so they took me there, and this is Quezon City. It was a stone's throw from where I lived, and I had no idea. Anyway, I was so super impressed, and the owner was there, and I was introduced to the owner. And then when he heard about my background, he asked me if I could do a cookbook for the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And this just fell on my lap from the sky, from God, somewhere. Anyway, we sort of for the next couple of years, we tried, but the plans didn't pan out, financing problems. So I had done a lot of testing already of his recipes. Anyway, so that was set aside. And then one day I was at a cooking demo and I met Gwen Galvez and Karina
Again,
uh,
Karina.
of Anvil.
Yes.
And Omai Chikiamko, I was with her there.
Hi.
She introduced me to them. And Omai told them, because Omai was involved in this original planning of my cookbook, of the coconut cookbook for the restaurant. And Omai told them, oh, Reggie, she's ready to publish a coconut cookbook. Oh, even though I was not ready. And do you know Karina and Gwen were devotees of virgin coconut oil?
Same here. Yeah.
You are? Okay. Okay. Long story short, I got a deal with Anvil to do the cookbook.
Uh-huh.
That's how it all came about. That was incredible. And
But all your own recipes. I mean, you
yeah,
had to research.
I had to get rid of the recipes of the restaurant, and I had to come up with my own recipes. So it took me 2 to 3 years testing, retesting in my kitchen the recipes, and finally, and the thing is, I was going to do a full book containing the recipes for main dishes, sides, and appetizers,
Yeah.
and then desserts, because Filipino coconut desserts. I mean, as Anvil said, you could fill a whole book just with the desserts.
Yep.
And so they did not want me to include desserts in the first book. They said we're going to do a second book. Unfortunately, COVID happened.
Yeah.
So now, anyway, but I'm very proud of this book
Yeah.
because it won a couple of really prestigious.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was recognized. So
The cover itself is very simple and beautiful.
yeah, thank you. And the recipes, I worked hard testing and retesting the recipes in this book.
Was
And
Ian, this handsome guy beside you, was he a tester?
oh, more than that, he was he's my permanent guinea pig.
I'm 260 pounds. It doesn't show on the screen, but I'm 260 pounds since she started on this book.
Really? Oh,
I've lost most of it now, but it was hell. It was hell.
No, he complains about weight gain, and I told him, you could have worse problems than that. Anyway, so that's the long story of my book.
All right. So, can you share with us some findings that you in your research about coconut? Maybe top 5 things that we ought to know.
Well, the most important thing is that the lobbyists for cooking oil, they try to denigrate virgin coconut oil, and they keep saying it's full of saturated fat. What they don't explain is that there are different kinds of saturated fat. There's the good ones and the bad ones, and VCO has the good ones.
Yes.
It even has lauric acid.
Yeah.
And you know what lauric acid is? It's the acid in the mother's milk.
Yeah.
When breastfeeding, So
and it's very umami.
It is very umami.
Yeah.
The problem is the coconut industry does not have money as opposed to the cooking oil lobby.
Yeah.
These are rich guys, Yeah. So anyway, it's always been a struggle. Still, a lot of people, it's very difficult to convince them that VCO is healthy, and the saturated fat in VCO is not bad for your health. Ian has continued to take 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons
every
a day
in the morning. Yeah, and it has helped him a lot.
Yeah.
So the only complaint he has about eating food cooked in coconut milk is the weight gain, because when it makes him eat a lot, so he gains a lot of weight.
Okay, let's get off the weight business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Um, Question, Reggie. Does coconut oil have a smell that is kind of heavy for Western cooking?
For some people, yes, but for a lot of people, no. I mean, it doesn't bother me when you're
Mm.
cooking with it. You really don't, cooking oil, the VCO.
Mm-hmm.
It's not strong at all.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you're super super sensitive,
All right. So other things about
Mm.
coconut, not necessarily coconut oil. It can be the coconut juice or anything else about it.
Yeah, well, it follows that if the coconut oil, if BCO is healthy, then coconut milk would be healthy,
Uh
you
huh.
know, for
Like
for
you drink.
you. Coconut water.
Okay.
We have coconut water for that, and actually, we have a couple of jars in the fridge right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's naturally sweetish, so you don't need to put sugar in it. And if you chill it and drink it,
Yeah.
even oh my God, in the Philippines, we don't have the luxury here in the US of
Yeah.
eating, buying this fresh, the coconut, and drinking straight with a straw from the coconut. Oh, I
Mm.
would love to be able to have that here in the US, but anyway, so my train of thought is cut short again. Anyway, so
Good things, the things we should know about coconut. You said
oh
oil and then what? Drinking the water. Coconut milk is also good.
yeah, and also the coconut meat. I use that a lot in my baking.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many things that you can cook or bake using coconut. And if you just look at my book, everything here, Ian has tasted. And
Yeah. Approved.
I have to ask you, do you have a copy of my book?
I do.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but you weren't able to autograph it because I think you left already. It's in the Philippines.
Okay. Uh,
Maybe
how
Anton
often?
doesn't have
How
your
often?
CD now.
How often do you stay here for good, or how often do you go to Manila?
Often. Anyway, anyway. Okay, so you were saying that okay, so you met Dr. Dairit and after that you got your interest in coconut. And did you ever try to go into a coconut farm and look into
Yeah.
the how, yeah, from the start, from scratch? Because you know what, the trend now is really starting from recipes that are from scratch.
Oh, I see what you mean. No, with Chop, I
Yes.
think we had a couple of food tours.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One was Villa Escudero, which is a
Okay,
coconut.
before that, explain first about CHAP so that people will know
Okay.
because you have your friends there
Oh, sorry.
watching you. Yeah.
Okay, CHOP. The letters CHOP, CHOP.
Mm-hmm.
They stand for Culinary Historians of the Philippines.
Okay.
And I founded it, and I was the first president. I founded it in when did I have a código here. Okay, CHOP 2011. I founded it in 2011 with 5 people. My
Okay.
mother, my 3 sisters, and 2 friends. You know,
It's a
and
family enterprise.
it's culinary stories of the Philippines, and its primary mission is to study, to preserve, and to promote Philippine cuisine.
Okay.
And then eventually, after we've um, accomplish the mission, we would study international cuisine as well. But we are still in the Philippine thing. And how I found CHOP, after culinary school, I took cookbook writing course here in Northern Virginia. And the teacher was a member of CHOW DC, the Culinary Historians of Washington DC. So she introduced me to the group. I became a member, and finally, I asked for their blessing. Could I set up a sister organization in the Philippines? And they said
Oh,
yes. They were thrilled, and so that's how CHOP came about.
oh, that's good. I didn't know that. Yeah. So and then because I know that hi Pia Lim, one of
Yeah, she's a past president.
yeah, she's so hot on vinegar, coconut vinegars also.
Yes, yes, yeah.
So so how did CHOP get developed or get the membership in the Philippines? Or is it
Well,
still existing?
so what? Sorry.
Is it still existing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The only thing is with the pandemic,
Yeah.
there's really, because we organize a lot of food tours in the provinces and in Manila, and we organize lectures and cooking demos, and but with the pandemic, we've been stagnant. We haven't done anything for the past 2 years, since 2020,
Mm-hmm.
since the beginning of 2020. But
Okay.
we intend to reactivate the organization. And apart from Pia, Ige was also a past president of
Okay.
CHOP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Pia, because I'm not permanently in Manila, Pia is the moving force. When I say force, the energy that
Yeah.
moves CHOP.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Superwoman.
Yeah, and the thing is, I my dream is to make her president for life of Java. But it's not in the constitution or whatever.
Okay, maybe since we're in chat, we'd like to say hello to your friend Pia Lim. Said howdy. Joseph Francis Escobar that has a smiley. Frances Tolentino, hello,
These
hola,
are my family, my family.
yeah, and again we have some more here. Joseph Liana, howdy. Feed Christine, hello from Tita, Amy, and Christine.
Yeah, yeah, that's in North Carolina.
And and your friends who are watching are so patient with all the goof we
Oh yeah,
made.
I have to thank them after this. I have to
It's
thank them.
working. You guys are live. Okay, thank you. We also have Alice for Pots Bring Joy. It started. We can see and hear you. Yeah. Okay, thank
Oh,
you very much for all your help. There's Mr. M. Who is M? Miguel.
Mr. M. Oh, that's my cousin.
Okay,
That's a
all right.
cousin. Yeah,
What
Mr.
about
M.
Jose?
And Jose, my son. Do you
Jose
see
Yama.
him? Jose Liana?
Juliana, yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. So,
Yeah.
okay, how was coconut? Was coconut ever in your family menu before, prominently? Because I know of people from Laguna. Yes, they would. It would really be almost like an everyday thing to have something coconutty. But was that? By
I
the way,
have
what
to
province?
admit, I
What
have
province?
to admit, not prominently. We would have, because my mom would cook fish in coconut milk,
Uh huh.
and we would have also, but it was not really prominent. Uh,
Okay.
although although we had it, my mom cooked it.
What province is your family from?
Okay, you asked me. We don't have a province.
Okay.
We're born and raised in the city, and my
Uh-huh.
mom is Marikina.
Okay,
Mm. Yeah,
that's the fruits.
and
Yeah.
my dad was Santa Ana.
Ah,
So wala kaming probinsya. We're all
Tagalog.
city people. Tagalog. Yeah.
All right.
Quezon City. We are Quezon City.
Okay. So,
So
aside from that, you said you have a recipe posting, and you were on your how many recipes have you posted
125.
already?
Yeah, because
Wow.
of the pandemic, you know, I said, maybe I'll start a Facebook page just for my recipes, my recipe testing, which I did, and it's called Reggie Home Kitchen.
Okay.
And I would test recipes here in my tiny kitchen, and then if it's successful, sometimes even if it's not successful, I would post it and discuss it and put the recipe and ask people to try and cook it and give me feedback.
Okay.
And as I said, I recently posted my 125th recipe, and that's because of the pandemic.
That's very nice. That's really very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I just friended you. I friended you, Nancy, so you can access my
Okay.
Reggie Home Kitchen.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
look at the recipes there.
Yeah. There's another one who greeted you, Trixie.
Oh,
Password.
that's my
Good, good,
pamangkin.
good, guys. All right.
That's my pamangkin.
Okay. Moving forward. Yeah. So that handsome guy beside you, Ian, and you were together. What brought you to Washington?
um, for me, I was in New York, okay, working at UNICEF,
Uh huh. Hmm.
and um, you know, one day Patricia, my daughter, who was in first grade, you know, she comes home. They were in public school, of course, in New York. She comes home to me and asks me what the F word meant. And she said the word out loud. And I said, "Where did you hear that?" In school, the other kids were saying it. I said, "Oh my God, okay. Time to leave this city." And I had heard about the IMF, how, they had very good benefits,
Mm-hmm.
and the Washington D.C. being a nicer place to raise your kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I applied at the IMF, and I got the job, and we moved here.
Yeah.
Although New York, I love New York. I love living in New York, but my son lives there
Uh-huh.
right now. My daughter Patricia, they're up in Winchester, north of Boston, and the reason they're there is because the schools there are excellent. Where
So
they
you
are.
were both bankers.
Well,
You both in the banking business.
no, he's an international lawyer. He's not a banker.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I was in HR, human resources.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so no banking blood
Yeah.
between
So,
us.
yeah,
Well,
Ian.
I
Ian.
worked at the Asian Development Bank, okay,
Uh-huh.
and then I went back to Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was I was working for a mining company, BHP, and a friend of mine who I'd worked with in Australia, he was working then with the World Bank, and they were looking for a legal advisor on industry and mining. So he said, "Why don't you apply?" So I did, and I got the job, and I moved to Washington D.C. in 1984,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when we met up again through this ADB connection. And the
Okay.
IMF sits right across the road from
We
the
were,
World Bank,
yeah, we were neighbors across the street.
Mm-hmm.
The offices.
so it was fate.
Okay.
Yeah, destiny.
Sealed in coconut. But okay, I think you have more stories to tell, but with the help of the photos that you shared with us, okay? But
Oh,
why don't you caption, wow, that looks so
that's
professionally
that's my graduation,
from where?
and the Orlando Culinary Academy,
Uh-huh.
the Cordon Bleu.
This is
Uh,
where you were summa cum laude.
yes. Yeah.
Galing. What was the
And
dish that you perfected?
what were the what?
What was a dish that you perfected
Oh,
there?
there's so many of them, Nancy. Excuse me for bragging. No, not one single dish comes to mind, but I would like to say my Filipino dishes.
Okay. I
My
hope adobo
Filipino.
was one of them.
Oh, adobo, my best, and kalyos. I
Oh,
got
wow.
that from my mom, kalyos, and
All right.
adobo. I don't do dinuguan, which is also my mom's specialty, because you can't get blood here. You know,
Oh,
you
okay.
can't get blood. Well, maybe you can, but I haven't really searched
Oriental
for it.
store.
Yeah,
Oriental stores. Yeah, we get
yeah,
blood.
but and I love making Filipino desserts, especially using coconut milk and coconut, the meat.
Okay.
So I do a lot of that, and um oh, that's
Okay. Tell us about the book. Who did the cover? Very nice.
uh w- I did it with my photographer and my food stylist
Okay.
because Anvil could not afford the graphics
Yeah.
artist.
Yeah.
I'm
Very
sorry to say.
very nice design. The design is beautiful.
Thank you. We worked hard on it. I have to give thanks and credit to my photographer, Paolo Valenzuela, and my
Mm-hmm.
food stylist, Dina Concepcion Diaz. They
Okay.
were such fun people to work with, and they did such a fantastic job on the book. You
All
know,
right.
so so
Is
that's
the
the
book
cover.
still available? The book is still
Ah,
on the shelves.
I'm hoping so. National, and somebody told me it was on Amazon,
Oh,
but
that's
I'm
good.
not sure about that. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. All right. Who's this?
Aha, these are my two grandchildren, my two
Uh-huh.
gens. Oops,
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
that's Max, and oh, Veronica has been cut off. But
Uh-huh.
this is where every time I'm with them, we do a cooking demo.
That's
They
nice.
love cooking, and this where I'm teaching them how to make sushi.
Ah.
Yeah, and they love. And whenever I visit, the first thing they want to eat and ask for is my adobo rice. My adobo, and adobo rice.
Yes.
Yeah, but these two angels are so precious. Yeah,
Okay.
they're growing too fast for me. But I love that, they're not picky in their food.
That's good.
They love Filipino food.
Okay. Where was this?
I had my very first official public official cooking demo in the CCA in the Philippines.
Uh-huh.
And uh, this happened on a dare. I had just graduated, okay, and then I was visiting Manila, and then one of my sorority sisters and broad, a couple, they kept pestering me. You have to do a cooking demo for the sorority and the
What sorority
fraternity.
is this?
The Alpha Phi Lambda, and this is UE and Phi Lambda Pi
All right.
fraternity. And so they were pestering me. You have to do a cooking demo, so you don't waste your cordon bleu thing, blah blah blah. And so I said, being confident that he wouldn't be able to find it, I said, okay, you find me a state of the art cooking demo kitchen, and I'll do one.
Okay.
No, feeling confident that he wouldn't find one. You know, at because at that time, wala pa. There was,
What
you
di- what dish did you demo?
Oh my God. I had five dishes on the list, but we
Okay.
only managed to go to through half of the fourth one because of time constraints. We
All
had
right.
this we had appetizers, and we had I showed him how to cook a big slab of steak,
Mm-hmm.
on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did we have? Oh my
I
God.
wasn't there. I wasn't with
Oh
you
my
then.
God.
Anyway, let's go to the next slide. Oh, because there's so
Okay,
many.
you see how the theater was full. That's
Oh,
the
wow.
theater. That's the
Mhm.
cooking. That's the demo kitchen of the Center for
Mhm.
Culinary Arts.
Okay.
Near Ateneo in Quezon
Yes,
City, the
yeah,
CCA.
yes.
Oh my God, the kitchen was a dream
Yeah,
kitchen. It
that
was
was
state
built
of
by
the
the
art.
USDA. Built by
Yeah,
the USDA.
USDA. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And my brad, Sammy Oy, he was the one who got this kitchen.
Uh-huh.
on a dare, because I dared him, and so I had to do it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, but I mean the theater was full.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
Oh
how
my God.
nice. Oh, 160 pounds. Yes.
See what I mean? That was the problem.
Yeah. Well,
No, I love this picture. That's my
Ian,
favorite.
Ian, how did you get acquainted with Filipino food the very first time?
Well,
Okay.
I lived in the Philippines for 5 years.
Mhm.
So I was working at the Asian Development Bank. So, it was quite natural to come to know about Philippine food. And I always loved Philippine food. And I think we had, in the first effort to do this, Reggie mentioned that when I first met her family, her mum made dinaguan, okay? Because it's her speciality, and I had no idea what it was.
Made
But
of chocolate.
yeah, it looked like chocolate, but it turned out to be
Big blood.
quite bloody. And anyway, the story is I ate it, and I told Mama afterwards. I said, it was so delicious. I loved it, and what a wonderful dish, etc., etc. And I was kept my fingers crossed, because of course I'm not telling the truth. And she said, I'm always going to make it for you whenever you come. And
He dug his own grave.
so whenever she sees me, out come the pots and pans. But
With
but
the
we haven't
blood.
done that for a couple of years. But now, Reggie makes it here, or she made it there several
But
times.
not here. I don't make it
Yeah,
here.
but
Yeah.
she changed a few little things. But it's
Yeah.
it's a lovely dish, but I'd prefer not to eat it.
Okay.
But just about everything else, balut,
No, he's very
pinakbet.
good. He's been very good with Filipino food. He eats whatever I give him.
Maraming salamat for that.
No, he loves it, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful.
All right. Okay, who is this?
That's my daughter,
Wow.
Patricia.
Oh, Patricia.
I
Yeah.
showed this because the three generations, we are all foodies.
Oh,
We are all
yeah.
foodies, yeah.
Cute.
And that's Veronica
All right.
tasting as I was cooking something, and she was tasting it.
She was about 2 years old there. And now she's 12 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I wish I had a photo of my son Jose also,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it was among the pictures that you have.
We will see. Okay, what's this?
Oh,
Oh,
that's my photographer and food stylist. This is
Newport.
Paolo Valenzuela.
Yes.
And this is Tina Concepcion Diaz. And
This was the making of the book.
Mhm.
yeah, we were photographing, which Tina would plate it and Paolo would take
That
pictures.
was that in Manila or in Washington?
In Manila. In
In
Manila.
Okay. All right.
Actually, this was
Wait,
okay. That's
Anything else here?
no. This was in my mom's condo because we were redoing a couple of dishes
Okay.
because we did the
The-
photography in Tina's home.
Okay.
And this is a photo with you in it.
Yeah, I know. There many familiar faces here.
Yeah, that's okay. That's my mom.
Okay, where?
This is Pia Castillo.
Edith, Pia, they're your
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah, and Edith Singian
Yeah.
and Nanette Medina.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Alia.
Perez. Oh my God. I'll go back to her. Gretchen and Alvin
Okay.
Reyes.
And my
Your relatives. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
your relatives.
Yes.
And this is my sister Ada,
Uh-huh.
my sister-in-law Angie, and that's Tina
Okay.
Morada, and Ami Besa.
Uh-huh. That's Ami. Okay. All right. That's nice.
And so this was during the CHOP lecture and adobo cooking demo
Okay.
on artisanal vinegars, which is one of Pia's specialties.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
she did the vinegar portion, and you and Gretchen and Alvin did you did the lecture on adobo,
Uh-uh.
and they cooked adobo, and Edith, Chef Edith, cooked the dinuguan
Okay.
using the vinegar.
Yeah. All right.
So
Okay. The book. Yeah.
that's the front and the back cover of the book.
All right. So I hope people will be interested to find out if it's still in the shelves or oh, that's so
My
nice.
number one fan.
Yeah.
This was during the launch of the book here in DC.
Ah, it was done in DC. Very
Yeah,
nice. Okay.
yeah.
Very nice photo.
So I'm glad, I'm glad we managed to take a picture of that.
This was an extra, extra, extra large T-shirt, but after one wash, it sort of shrank, and now
Yeah, he
unfortunately,
looks so slim in there, doesn't he?
yeah, it was just
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. Very nice. I'd love to have one. Anyway. Okay. So
I'll try to.
I
Anyway, Nancy, can I just mention something, because
yes, please.
the title of the show is "Awesome Story of Chef
No,
Reggie
awesome
Newport."
seniors.
No, yeah, okay. I just want to say, make a disclaimer. I am not a chef. I cannot call myself a chef despite my culinary degree, because I really haven't earned that privilege of being called a chef, because I have not worked in a restaurant, and only cooks who have really worked in restaurants as chefs should be called chefs. I'm a cook,
A
so
very good
I
one.
I just want to clarify that I'm not calling myself a chef.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that and with all the accomplishments that you have had and your continuing blogs in on Facebook, maybe you can serve as an inspiration to seniors who think that after being senior there's nothing else to do but go in the rocking chair and do your crochet, right? So
Exactly.
you can be an inspiration because you're so active.
Oh, I hope so, because I want to tell people out there
You
it's
know what?
never too late.
Yeah, but Reg, there are also new Gen Xers who are listening, even younger ones
Yeah.
who are, they like all these going back to basic things. So maybe you can give us a message on how to inspire or something that will inspire people and also encourage people about coconuts. Before
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, the thing is, I would sort of, well, my family is already taken care of, but people should try, and not promote but support the coconut industry in
yes,
the Philippines, because it really is in need of all kinds of support. I don't know why we cannot really fight, the big battle against all the powers that be internationally. But I just wish I had the wherewithal and other means to help in promoting our coconut industry, but it needs a lot of brass.
In other countries like Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, um, they're the coconut industry is I'm not going to say heavily subsidized, but they get an enormous amount of help in
yes,
terms of
From the government.
from the government, and especially in terms of exports. Okay, it's quite heavily subsidized by governments. In the Philippines, that is
No,
not the case. Everybody's
that's a
by
big problem.
themselves, and yet I think I'm not just saying this, but and because I take virgin coconut oil every day. I've tried oils from Sri Lanka, from
yes,
India, from Thailand, and honestly, I've got one right now,
He insists. Yeah,
Nutiva.
yeah.
I only buy from the
He
Philippines, but
insists
the
on.
Philippine, virgin coconut oil, cold pressed. It's
yes,
so pure. It is so beautiful, and the
yes,
texture, everything. And I just feel that if the government of the Philippines really helped the coconut industry like other governments do, it would outshine anything that's out there on the market.
Yeah. He would only buy Philippine VCO.
Well, in fairness, and I'm happy to say that in Walmart and in HEB here, the big grocery supermarkets here, Philippine coconut, extra virgin coconut oil from the Philippines is there alongside, and it's at a very prominent and very beautiful design and labeling. So
Mhm.
we're getting there. We're getting there.
We're
And
getting there.
may I
That's
just,
good.
yeah,
Yeah, I keep hoping. I keep
yeah,
hoping
on
for
my
that.
part, I also take a tablespoon of coconut oil a day, and I also use it as a moisturizer for the
Yes,
body.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, and in cooking, and that's what I'm teaching. I'm teaching how to use palitaw using the grated coconut. It's very getting very popular here. So I think there's a move together with your book, together with your advocacies. We just keep on doing that, with Ian's help and all the other friends you
I
have.
know. Yeah.
Like here we have again Diana Prince 44 and Ada
Uh,
Tolentino doing great, she said.
friends of
Helen
friends. Yeah.
Lindsay, hi Reggie.
Hi to everyone. I can't see it on my screen, but I'm glad that Nancy is reading it out to
Somebody
us.
said hi Lola. Uh-oh.
Oh, I have. Oh, see, who said that?
Diana
That's probably
Prince
Patricia.
44.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah. So maybe a short greeting again to your CHOP members and to all those who are watching you. Plus, how to encourage the use of coconut oil in the kitchen and in the bathroom and everywhere else. It's so multi-purpose that there's so many
yeah,
uses for.
you can have it in everything.
Yeah.
And oh, I should not forget, Nancy. Sorry to interrupt this train of thought, but I should not forget to thank the our local culinary luminaries, um, and chefs and cook who contributed recipes to my for my cookbook.
Like who?
And, well, Ami Besa, Norma Chiquiamco,
Uh-huh.
Kuya Lim Castillo,
Okay.
Betty Ann Quirino,
Uh-huh.
Miguel Ramos,
Uh-huh.
Betrom Waldes,
Okay.
and Edita Singian.
Okay.
They contributed recipes for my book, and I owe them a debt of gratitude. There's been so gracious. Chop opened up this whole world of the culinary world in the Philippines to me, and I'm so grateful for that. It's like I all of a sudden gained a second family in the Philippines. And I have to say, Nancy, people in the culinary world in the Philippines, the Filipinos there, everyone is so nice and kind and helpful and passionate. I can't say enough good words about
They're
about
eating coconut oil.
yeah. No, I need to thank all of them. Really, I
Yeah.
should not forget. And
All right. Okay, so Reggie and
how do
Ian,
we end this?
thank you very much for being our guest here in Awesome Seniors. And you look good, you look well, you look very much in love still. So continue on with that.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's been quite. Yeah. Oh my God, it's been an hour. Yeah.
We will be waiting for your next book or for the
Oh,
compilation of your
yeah. Fingers
125
crossed.
recipes to come.
Fingers
Oh,
crossed. Yeah, and my Facebook page, Reggie Home Kitchen. I'm looking forward to having a real website, cooking website in the
okay.
future.
All right.
But that's in the works.
Okay, that will happen. So thank you again, and audience. Coconut oil, coconut milk, coconut cream, coconut everything.
Anything coconut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should always be juxtaposed with what is Filipino. Let's not just say coconut. You say Filipino coconut oil, Filipino coconut cream,
Which
Filipino.
is the best, actually, the
Yeah.
best.
So with that, I think Reggie has also triggered that us in us to promote it and to love it. Even coconut vinegar, coconut everything, as long as we say it's Filipino. So thank you again.
Yeah.
You're awesome seniors. Thank you for being our guest.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank you
so
so much,
much, Nancy.
Nancy.
And thanks to all the viewers who signed on. Thank you so much.
And
And good night.
I'm sure Anton learned a lot because he's not yet senior, but he can
Yeah.
see how seniors can become a powerful source in the culinary world and in the planet.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
thank
one last question,
Okay.
Nance. Can people watch this show later on?
Yes, they will. There will be a replays, and as I said, this show will be forever and ever and ever, here and beyond, and maybe to the moon and Mars.
Etched in stone. Yeah. Thank you so much again, Nancy. I can't
Yeah,
thank you
please
enough.
do watch the replay, and
Yeah.
hopefully, all our snafus and the goofs at the start will be edited.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Good
Okay,
night,
bye-bye
Nancy. Take
everybody.
care.
Maraming
Okay.
salamat.
Bye-bye.
Maraming
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
salamat yan. God is good. Bye.